Janet Jackson, A Life in Music and Beyond. Janet Jackson, A Living Icon, a comprehensive look at the iconic artist's journey from Gary, Indiana to global superstardom, exploring her music, legacy, and enduring influence. Early life and family. Janet Demita Jo Jackson was born on May 16, 1966 in Gary, Indiana, the youngest of 10 children in the legendary Jackson family. Her parents, Joe and Catherine Jackson, raised their children with discipline and a deep love of music. Janet grew up alongside her brothers, including Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, Michael, and Randy, and her sisters, Maureen, also known as Rebe, and Latoya, immersed in ambition from her earliest years. From a young age, Janet showed a natural flair for the performing arts, demonstrating talents in singing, dancing, and acting. Her father, Joe Jackson, recognized her potential early, encouraging her to pursue entertainment. By age 7, she was already appearing alongside her family in Las Vegas performances, setting the stage for a remarkable career ahead. Growing up in the Jackson family, performing wasn't just a passion, it was a way of life from the very beginning. Career beginnings and breakthrough keystones in Janet Jackson's rise to stardom. TV roots as a child performer. Janet began her career on popular television shows, including Good Times, Different Strokes, Fame, and a guest appearance on The Love Boat, showcasing her talent from performing from a very young age. Debut album released in 1982. At age 16 years old, Janet released her self-titled debut album in 1982, marking her official entry into the music industry and establishing her as a solo artist. Breakthrough with Control 1986. The landmark album Control sold over 10 million copies worldwide, spawning hits like Nasty and What Have You Done For Me Lately, and connecting Janet as a global superstar. Dream Street 1984, Janet Jackson's second studio album. Released in 1984, Dream Street was Janet's second studio album recorded when she was just 18 years old. The album showcased a more mature sound than her debut, blending pop and R&B with tracks like Don't Stand Another Chance, which became a top 10 R&B hit. Though still under her family's creative influence, the album hints as the independence and artistic vision that would fully emerge with Control 2 years later. Dream Street 1984, Janet Jackson's second studio album. Released in 1984, Dream Street major albums and hits. Number one, Control, 1986, Nasty, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Number two, Rhythm Nation, 1814, 1989, Social Conscious Themes. Number three, Janet, 1993, Sensuality and Personal Growth. Four, The Velvet Rope, 1997, Raw Emotional Depths. Five, All For You, 2001, Joyful Carefree Energy. Six, Demeter Joe, 2004, Central and Mature Sound. Seven, 20YO, 2006, Playful Nostalgia. Eight, Discipline, 2008, Sleek and Modern. Nine, Unbreakable, 2015, Powerful and Personal Return. Poetic Justice, 1993, Janet's film debut as a leading actress. In 1993, Janet starred alongside Tupac Shakur in John Singleton's Poetic Justice, playing Justice, a young poet grieving the loss of her boyfriend. The film showcased Janet's acting range and solidified her as a multi-talent artist beyond music. The role demonstrated her ability to carry a feature film and connected her to a new audience through cinema. Nutty Professor 2, The Klumps, 2000. Nutty Professor Janet 2, The Klumps, 2000. Opposite Eddie Janet Murphy. Stars opposite in 2000, Eddie Murphy. Janet starred as Denise Gaines 2000, in Janet Nutty Professor as 2, Denise The Klumps, Gaines, the sequel of Eddie Nutty Murphy's Professor 2, The Klumps, the sequel to Eddie Murphy's hit comedy. Playing a brilliant young scientist and love interest to Murphy's Nutty Professor Sherman Klump. Janet brought warmth and charm to the role. The film was a commercial success, grossing over 166 million worldwide and further solidified Janet's presence as a leading lady in Hollywood. Why Did I Get Married? 2007 and 2010. Janet's return to the big screen with Tyler Perry. In 2007, Janet starred in Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married? as Patricia Agnew, a psychologist navigating her own troubled marriage. The film was a box office hit, grossing over 55 million. She reprised the role in the 2010 sequel, Why Did I Get Married Too?, which explored the couple's relationships further. Both films showcase Janet's dramatic depths and her chemistry with an ensemble cast including Tyler Perry, Jill Scott, and Tasha Smith. For Color Girls 2010, a markable ensemble drama. In 2010, Janet appeared in Tyler Perry's For Color Girls, an adaptation for Ntozake Shange's accompanied po- chora- choreo poem for Color Girls Who Are Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. Janet portrayed Joanna, a cold and calculated fashion magazine editor. The film featured an all-star cast including Whoopi Goldberg, Felicia Rashad, Tandy Newton, and Kerry Washington. Janet's performance demonstrated her versatility as an actress in a deeply emotional, critically discussed film. True You 2011, Janet's best-selling self-help book. In 2011, Janet published True You, A Journey to Finding Loving Yourself, a deeply personal book exploring her lifelong struggles with low self-esteem, body image, and emotional eating. Co-written with David Ritz, the book became a New York Times bestseller. Janet shared intimate stories from her childhood, career pressures, and personal relationships, offering readers encouragement to embrace their authentic selves. The book resonated with fans and established Janet as an inspiration, inspiring voice beyond entertainment. Personal life and challenges. Behind, behind the spotlight, Janet Jackson's personal journey, relationships and marriage. In 1984, a young Janet secretly married James DeBarge. During her early career, throughout the marriage was though the marriage was annulled in 1985. She was She later had a secret marriage to songwriter Rene Elizondo Jr. from 1991 to 2000, keeping her personal life carefully guarded from the public eye. Motherhood and balance. In 2017, at age 50, Janet welcomed her son Issa Almada with Wissam Almada, demonstrating her dedication to motherhood while continuing to balance a demanding and celebrated artistic career. Controversy and resilience. The 2004 Super Bowl halftime incident brought intense media scrutiny, yet Janet forced it with grace and resilience, continuing to evolve as an artist and reclaiming her legacy on her own terms. Influence and legacy. Janet Jackson redefined pop music with her artistry, choreography, and activism, inspiring generations across pop, R&B, and hip hop. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for exploring the life and legacy of Janet Jackson. Questions and discussion are welcome. A true icon of music, fashion, and culture, Janet Jackson, a legacy that adores.